The opposition leader is taking offense to the tone of the Prime Minister's recent statements directed towards the United States. Dr. Rowley last Friday accused the U.S. State Department of hypocrisy regarding migrant policy after it ranked Trinidad and Tobago in its 2019 Trafficking in Persons report, which placed the country at Tier 2. At the UNC Monday Night Forum last evening, Kamla Persad-Bissessar described the government's foreign policy as an embarrassment, adding that the Prime Minister's statements could threaten trade relations between both countries.
Trump. He want to buff up Trump. Well, we'll find out who is the bigger Trump.
Meanwhile, Minister of National Security Stuart Young says it is wholly incorrect and inaccurate to say that Trinidad and Tobago has not met the minimum standards of the State Trafficking Victims Protection Act of the United States. Minister Young was responding to a question in the Senate on Monday posed by opposition Senator Wade Mark.
United States State Department TIPS report has congratulated Trinidad and Tobago on making significant progress in some areas. They have said that we still have progress to make in other areas, and they continue to encourage us. In fact, they have come out publicly, the embassy here in Port of Spain, to say that they look forward to the continued good working relationship between themselves and this administration.
The 2019 Trafficking in Persons report by the U.S. Department of State lists Trinidad and Tobago as having a Tier 2 ranking. The National Security Minister also clarified what the report meant when it implied that officials are involved in human trafficking in Trinidad and Tobago.
The U.S. State Department's official report, published by the U.S. State Department, says nothing about government officials being involved in anything. They've made certain allegations about persons in immigration and the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and that is subject to investigations.
Still on the political front, political leader of the United National Congress, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, is warning her supporters of what she claims is a plot by the government to use Venezuelan migrants to secure a second term in office. She made the bold claim while speaking at the UNC's Monday Night Forum held at the Aranguez North Secondary School last evening. Mrs. Persad-Bissessar said government was seeking to use immigration regulations that would give the Minister of National Security the power to grant citizenship to Venezuelan nationals, making them eligible to vote in the upcoming local government and general elections.
All the marginals together, which would have given us the government, about 4,000 to 5,000 votes. But how many Venezs have they registered? How many Venezs will become residents and citizens to vote to thief the elections in Trinidad and Tobago? How many?
And she defended the accusation, saying her team of attorneys have combed through the regulations with a fine-tooth comb.
I challenge him to show me in law that I am wrong, because I know I am not wrong on this point. So I want no political talk to say it's nonsense. Kamla talking nonsense. I am reading the law, and I have a good brain. I'm a good lawyer too. And I'm telling you what I'm saying is right.
Well, according to this country's existing laws, voting is completely restricted for non-Commonwealth citizens, which includes Venezuelans, unless they have resided legally in Trinidad and Tobago for a period of at least 5 years. They are also required to be living in an electoral district or constituency for at least 2 months prior to the qualifying date.